What do you do when someone comes at you, someone that you know very well, and starts telling you that you have ruined their life and that they no longer have any respect for you, or they start yelling at you, or anything that how not a very not a that you're not a nice person, and all of those things that just don't feel good to hear. What do you do when someone does that? Has anyone done that to you? I had something like that happen to me this weekend at a family event, and it was such I'm not going to say a shock, but a surprise of who and how and what. And I was like, okay, and then was accused of gaslighting and all kinds of stuff, and just everything that is not who I feel I am. And it was and the story isn't the important part here of what happened. The story, what is so amazing, is all the work that I've done in the last, say, 2.5 years of like really working through, and especially in the last year, of stabilizing my nervous system, and in even more years of my self-talk, with rewiring my brain with what I want and what I can do, and what I focus on those things more than the other things. And the other thing that I focus on a lot is we cannot control what others think about us, say about us, any of that. We can't even see what they're thinking about us. We can't see the stories. This originated more than a year ago, and it was just bubbling and bubbling, I suppose, for a year, and then it's just like bam, like all of a sudden, it's something that was said, and it's just like, wow, that's a big story. Like, it got, the mountain and the molehill, and the more that you think about things. So this is kind of a different uh, a different kind of stability moment. It is the stability moment, and the stability is moment when somebody comes at you and just in your face, and you've definitely offended them, and you really have no idea, and you're trying to get, like, it's like, how do I figure this out? It's like such a shock, and or surprise, and it's like it could shake you to your core. So here's the really cool part of what happened. One, I look at almost everything anymore as an opportunity for growth. And so when that happened, first I had to just kind of like, wow, because it just came out of left field for me, and then and so but I didn't need to breathe or anything. I did not feel my chest get tight. I did not feel my stomach get in knots. I did not feel like a lump in my throat. Nothing. And like that, I was just okay. And trying to speak to this person, there was nothing I could say. It kept getting twisted. Every single thing that I said, that I was gaslighting or twisting or doing, like everything that this person was like shouting at me, and not shouting, but just forcefully, very, very upset. And I thought, this is a stability moment. I'm walking away because I'm not doing any good here. So in that moment, it was just, I'm going to walk away because I cannot, there's nothing that I can say here, because it just gets turned on me, and I'm not helping the situation. So I'm excited about it because it just shows my growth. And I'm sharing this with you because when you have someone that you know, and you're, I wouldn't say close to, but someone that you know and you care about, and it's like that, because this can happen to any of us anytime, because of our programming. And so the rewiring of my brain is one where I'm seeing the options, I'm seeing the opportunities, I'm seeing rather than coming from a place of disempowerment, I'm coming from a place of empowerment. And so I walk away, which was more than likely seen based on little things, but as the wrong thing to do. But for me, it was, I couldn't get anywhere. And so I want to just share that for me was my micro stability to walk away, to just kind of process what had just happened, and then I went with my dogs. I was going to walk my dogs, and so I had the dogs and got them ready to walk, and so I could go out in the summer, nice summer. Happy solstice, by the way. It was 2 days ago. But anyway, that just those were my micro stabilities to just like process. And when I was processing, I thought, man, how have you grown? Because no adrenaline, no cortisol, no urge to keep going or try and explain myself or nothing. It was, and no anger, no, it was just, this isn't going anywhere. And there isn't anything that I can say right now that is going to make the situation better. And so the best thing I can do for myself and for basically for the situation is just walk away and then do my micro stabilities and process. And I tell you, when I was talking to Lynette about it after, I said, the biggest thing, like it was such an opportunity to have that happen. And I say happen for me, because had that not happened and have that experience, I would have never seen my personal growth. I am so grateful for that person doing what, saying and all of that they did, because you couldn't have somebody, except for punching you out, like literally do something personally to you and experiencing it that way, that was to me any worse as far as like or any more in your face. And so I just want to share with you that, again, you, me, anyone, no one is responsible. You are not responsible, or there is no way that you know what someone is thinking. There is no way you know what the stories that they've told themselves about you or a situation or any of that, and how big it has grown. I can say, if anyone knows about stories growing like from this big, the mole to the mountain hill, I have been so good at this all my life. I recognize it when I see it, and very honestly, I've also had the opportunity to really work on, man, somebody just started working on behind, and I didn't put my speaker on, so I don't know if you can hear me right now, but they just started working behind so anyway, I'll try and wrap this up. But we cannot get away from a boss yelling at us, or a sibling yelling at us, or a family or a friend or somebody. I'm not gonna say we can't get away from it, but it could happen, and it may have already happened. How do you take that? How do you work with that? And I'm telling you that this stability moment, that this sharing with you is, man, I cannot believe that just started. It's like, let me just come behind the fence and start drilling on the ground, the road or whatever they're doing. So I am so proud of my progress that I wanted to share this. I could not do the stability moment that night. We didn't get home till like 11, or to the hotel until like 11 something. And I just needed to process, so I couldn't do the stability. And then we were traveling yesterday. So this is why, and I was like, how can I share this without making it about what happened? But how we take it. And I may have to redo this video. I don't know how loud that is. But when you practice that stability spiral, rather than spiraling down with your programs, and you stabilize, it is transformational. And I can tell you that when, if you are practicing this, when you, man, when you, that sound, I hope you can't hear it, but when you practice like all the time, it literally, it's like, you see things as opportunities. It's like you might see them as I do, and all of a sudden they're not scary, they don't freak you out, you don't feel like you need to go tell people. I mean, I could tell all my siblings and everyone, and it's like I chose not to. I shared with my daughter, but I chose not to, because then it just makes more stories and more programs and all of that, and the gossip, and it's like there's no need. Like, why? I wanted to share with my sisters, and but I didn't, and I won't, because then it just gets bigger, and their programs and their stories, and my programs and my stories, and all of that. And so it's just, and it could maybe create, it's not their programs and their stories. What I'm saying is it could create rifts where they don't need to be. And so that's what I am so proud of. And the biggest thing is that I'm sharing with you is because you too can be like this, with to not have that adrenaline and cortisol and like in your throat, like you want to say something, or you're thinking later, I should have said this, or all of that. It was so neutralized. I mean, did I have like, wow, how do I do this? And then everything I said was like thrown back at me. And, and I'm this horrible person. I'm thinking, no, I'm a pretty good person. In fact, I'm a really good person. And that's the rewiring of self-esteem. Like, I've got a healthy self-esteem. You could tell me, anyone can tell me, you suck, Lenny. And it's like, thank you for your opinion. Because I don't, because I love myself and I know I'm amazing, and I don't do anything to hurt anyone. It doesn't mean that I don't cross boundaries or lines or anything like that, because I did. And a year ago that I wasn't even able to say, if I would have said anything, it would have gone the wrong way, more than likely. But it was just, trying to be kind and come with love and compassion for both that person and myself, and to be like, believe in myself, like, okay, but I've already like said I shouldn't have made that my business, and but I did, because I cared. But I learned, okay, let's not get involved in family business. So and so there's, my opinions come from my programs and my values, and the point is, you too can, when you practice the stability moments, when you have something that comes at you, you can literally stop it in its tracks, and not have it take you down emotionally, or have you like telling these stories. It's not like, even now, like there's like, okay, who has been told and how that I acted, and it's like, let it go, and I just keep repeating, let it go, like it's like, you're awesome, Lenny, you're like, who you are, and look at, no adrenaline, no cortisol, no going into fight or flight. There was none of that. It was more, this is not working, so I'm walking away. It's like it's escalating, and it's getting worse. And every time I ask for clarification or something, I'm gaslighting, and no respect for me anymore. And I'm like, okay, I can't help you. It's not a. It was uncomfortable, very uncomfortable, but no adrenaline, no cortisol. And I am so excited about that, because imagine, like, somebody in the store says, you did something, or that was mine, or a neighbor or a friend, or you threw something over my fence, or I'm thinking like all these silly things. But just in your daily life, a boss or a coworker, or you stole my work, or you did, and it's not true, or it might be, you didn't know you had done something. So I'm gonna wrap this up because now it's getting really loud, and I'm so excited for you. I'm so excited for what I've come across and seeing this as an opportunity, because even now sharing this, I probably even a year ago, like before Steve had passed and everything, I think that I probably would have been worked up. And definitely 2 years ago, I would have been like my chest tight, my eyes wide, like I would have been in survival mode, and I would have been like old Lenny from the 9 of our family, like you stand up for yourself, meaning like hit back as hard as you can, whether it be emotionally or physically back long ago, but you stand up for yourself, but like you're not going to talk to me like that and all that kind of stuff. I got that, but I was like it's so empowering to have someone so destabilized at something, at a story that, yeah, based on a fact of something I did long ago about saying that maybe they should be more helpful. And with my opinion, my values are everyone helps together. And so that little thing led into something so huge that was like, wow. And I had no idea that was even happening. So to have that opportunity of somebody just like, wow, in your face, and to be able to not get angry, not feel hurt, not be offended, not hate the person, not be disgusted by it, like have no visceral reaction, is monumental for me. And I know it can be monumental for you, because that is so empowering that I don't know what else is more empowering when you have mastered your emotions. And I would have never known, had it not been for that I've gotten that far, in that I've come this far in somebody yelling in my face and telling me, not yelling, but speaking very loudly and very, not very kindly, because for whatever reason the story is, and it's getting bigger and bigger, and the whole family's involved in all this kind of stuff. Not my family, but anyway, the point is, I'm trying to keep it from the story, but because that's so unimportant. It's the result, because it doesn't matter like who comes up to you. It doesn't matter what happens to you. When you can just come from a neutral place, even though it's happening not to you, but for you. And that happened for me, because had that not happened, I wouldn't have known my growth. I would have had no idea how empowered I have become in a situation that would have, like, for probably, I would have gone to my sisters and my brothers and I would have shared that, and I would have been, I'm the victim. Look what happened to me. Look what someone did to me. Instead, it was like, wow. Like I observed, it's like, this is a stability moment. And I didn't breathe. I didn't need to breathe. It was, okay, what are my micro stabilities? Walk away, because it's not getting any better. It's getting worse. It's escalating. And take the dogs for a walk. It's a nice, balmy Albuquerquean summer night. And even when this person walked by me and like totally made a big, like, oh, to be like away from me, like I was like this horrible thing when I was walking the dogs past, I just observed, and I didn't feel anything, anger or frustration, or just I'm processing this. I'm observing, I'm processing. And so I've gone a little, like I'm almost at 20 minutes here, but I want you to understand how powerful what you and I have been working on. This is day 80 with this stability moment thing, because when you practice it, the PDF, that download, when you practice that, like have that and stabilize your nervous system, and you train your nervous system. I didn't even know how trained my nervous system is in those moments, but it's here because I've been rewiring with the self-talk of what I want to, what I focus on, and what I can do and what can't be done, and I don't worry about things I can't do anything about. That was Steve's mantra. He always said it. So I've taken it on. It's like, don't worry about things. He's like, I don't worry about anything I can't do something about. And I was like, there's nothing I can do about this. I can't read her mind. I can't. If I got down on my knees and groveled, it would have been not enough, and which I wouldn't have done. So anyway, because it wasn't warranted, and I didn't feel that. And so, but I mean, what I'm saying is, when you can come from a neutral position, imagine your life where somebody, a boss yells at you, a spouse yells at you, a family member, an in-law, a mother-in-law, father-in-law, somebody across the street, somebody in the store, and you don't get, or somebody flips you off. Oh boy, that used to get me. Somebody flipped me off. I'm like, ah. This is why I drive with love and compassion. That's my mantra when I get in the car. I drive with love and compassion. And it does help me immensely because I honor that. And that is, and that's the other thing. It's like, I come with love and compassion. Like in that, it's like, I come with love and compassion. And that's for me to like keep that nervous system just calm and neutral. Imagine your life with that. It is so freeing. I was free. I literally walked away processing and trying to understand what had just happened. But the one thing that I knew is it happened for me, not to me. It was like, this was for me to see. And had that not happened, I also 100,000 million % believe, meaning I believe, it's a program and I like it, I'm keeping it, that we choose it all and we choose our teachers. And that was a teaching moment. And it was so rewarding. So that's what I wanted to share, this stability moment, is that you are in control of your emotions. You can come from a neutral position when you practice, and it is a practice. I've been practicing since before Steve passed. I didn't know what exactly I was practicing until Lynette came up with last year, the summer stability. This is the era of stability. Like his birthday it's been more than a year now, a year and a half. And it was this is the era of stability. And I hope you join me in stabilizing your nervous system, practicing it. And you can see exactly what I'm talking about with the PDF that's free to download, Rewiring Your Brain. The app is 30 days free. It's not my app, it's my mentor, Dr. Shad Helmstetter. And you rewire your brain, do it for 30 days. And then it's $19.99, and you can have 6 people on your account. There can be up to 6 people. And then you're empowered. And when I mean, so it's, my pillars are stabilize, rewire the brain, and empower. And empower is, this is your true self. You trust yourself. You believe in yourself. There was nothing this person could say that knocked me off of who I am and my belief and trust in myself. And the ability to acknowledge, yeah, I put myself in a place where I opened myself up for that. And whether I felt it was a safe space or felt that I was safe in doing that because it's a family value or not, it doesn't matter, because I'm good. And I am so neutral even now. I know I would have despised this person. I would have been so angry and frustrated because I would have been hurt. And I wasn't even hurt. It couldn't touch me emotionally. It didn't touch me emotionally. Did it knock me like wow, what's this? Wow, there's nothing I can say. It's escalating. It's getting, no matter what I say, I'm gaslighting, I'm horrible. I don't think she said horrible, but all these things. But it was, I have no respect for you anymore. And that even was like, it didn't even matter. I thought about it later and I thought, wow, even that didn't knock you, because it doesn't matter. I'm not responsible for somebody having respect for me. So long as I respect myself and have healthy self-esteem, that's what's important. So that's what I'm sharing. And that's why that's why I went longer, but I've been going longer. Anyway, I really hope that you will download that PDF. And I really hope that you will start practicing it, because until that happened for me, I would have never, ever realized how much I've grown and how much that a very intense, emotionally charged situation was with a person that was coming from definitely a destabilized and disempowered position, and like thrusting it, like trying to bring me into the drama triangle. And I was like, not having it, not participating. No, thank you. I didn't say that, but I was like, this is not working for me. Like it's escalating, it's getting worse. Not going to participate. No, thank you. And then after, I was thinking, usually I'd be shaking and be really upset when things happen. None of that. And I was just, when I was talking to Lynette, I was just, wow. Like, I want to share this, but I want to share like the why and the how and all of that, because I am amazed. I'm still amazed. Again, if that wouldn't have happened, I wouldn't have known my exponential growth of my nervous system. So I'm repeating myself now, but I'm I was going to say, but I'm begging you to, I'm not begging you. If you were to practice every day like I do in that stabilizing of the nervous system, and in the most moments, like with Steve, when he passed, this is, if you're new, my husband, 35 years we were together, and his passing and all the things that happened before, the 4 months before, and like all of that, I was coming mostly from spiritual, but the rewiring of my brain to what's possible, possibility consciousness. And rather than, we're born with unlimited promise and potential. It is only our programs that stop us, sabotage us, hold us back, that are counterproductive. And truly, I could see the programs at work in this other individual, and I had a moment where I almost felt sorry for this person, and then I thought that no, because this person chose that too, and so that's just the journey, and so there is no judgment, there's no anger, I'm just telling you, it's so empowering and it's so liberating. It was. And I would have never known it had I not had somebody just like, boom, in my face like that. So, and like saying not the worst things, but things that are not, if anyone heard it and didn't know me, I would be like the most, I think, unkind, horrible, just, I don't even know what kind of person that it was being described at me. It's like, that's not me, that's not me, that's not, yes, I didn't, it's like, my point is, you can be liberated as I have been. Doesn't mean, like, I'm still practicing the story part. In module 3 of my 6 weeks to stability and empowerment is all about the drama triangle and the stories that we tell ourselves. And those stories take off because of our programs, and we start what people have said and what they haven't said and who they're telling and what they're saying about us and all this stuff. And do we really know? Are we there? And I've stopped myself many times from thinking what is being said or whatever, because I don't know. And it's like, honey, You have no idea. Like you're telling stories. You're taking a molehill and making it go bzzzt to a mountain. And then I kind of start chuckling, and so this did go longer, but I'm, as the more recent ones have. But this is a very empowering video, and I hope you share it, because I don't know anything more empowering for the human than to stabilize that nervous system. And having somebody, just think about like kids in the school ground, and they're calling them names, you know, bullying and all of that in the school ground. Can you imagine if children were taught what I've been learning for myself since Steve passed, and feeling destabilized, and all the feelings that, even with the grief, it hasn't knocked me. Like I've just dug deep to study and understand and research, how does the body work? And it doesn't, it's not even like, it's not even hard to, it's not hard to, it's not complicated. It's stabilize the nervous system, do whatever microstabilities that are necessary for you to create capacity. And that was my walking away first. I was like, this is a stability moment. What's my microstability? Let's walk away, because it's escalating and there's nothing you can do or say that's going to make it better. And then it was take the dogs to go walk in the summer air, and there was another little ping to my nervous system when we passed, and it was dark, like dark in the night, because we got home at 11, so it was like 10:30 or something when I was walking them, and it was like, oh, like you're this horrible person, and I can't even be near you. I mean, it was like walking so far away, and it was kind of like a ping, and I was like, okay, that's interesting, because it didn't ping me. It was just like I just observed it. And so that micro stability was walking the dogs and just processing, like, that's interesting, like, look at how you handled this. So it's not like, yay, Lenny, you're the best. But yay, Lenny, I'm the best for me. And my self-esteem, like it's healthy. It's very healthy. There was nothing that was said that could knock me from my own self-esteem and believing in myself and trusting myself and loving myself and not going down like I was like this horrible person. I was like, no. So anyway, that's the story. You didn't need the story, but that's the story of stabilizing, rewire your brain with the programs that you choose. You were born with unlimited promise and potential, and then you got programmed, which is why a boss or someone or a bully or a sibling or a parent or a in-law or whatever can just like say something and you react, and your programs go whack. Or you run and hide, or you cry, or you store it for months or years or whatever. And then it comes out, the issues are in your tissues, and then it comes out in dis-ease, because it has to go somewhere, and it will come out, it will manifest as something. So move through it. It's like even the grief, move through it. It's not like you stabilize and like, oh, I can't feel the grief, I'm gonna stabilize my nervous system. No, you work through, feel the feelings, let them move through you. But when you have a moment, understand that you are the power. You are the power to choose. Whether you crumble or fall or get angry or move into survival mode or you are the power behind that. And it's your programs, and if you rewire those programs, stabilize for the moment, stabilize your nervous system, rewire those programs for what can be done, what you can do, and then it just starts happening more naturally. Just telling you, I'm here to tell you that's what happened. I love you so very, very much. You can do, be, change, have, create, become absolutely anything. I believe in you. You can do this. And we will see you for day 81. Day 81. Love you so mucho. As always, shining my light. Oops. Oh, I don't have my microphone. Shining my light to brighten yours. And I hope this video is good and not too full of clunks and stuff. So I'll listen to a little bit and see if it is. Love you so mucho. See you tomorrow. Ciao.